everybody. Welcome to Elisa's Art Room. Today we're going to be working on the field notes journals. I have two of them that I'm working on. Y'all come in and say hi. We are currently live on Facebook if you see the little red button at the top left. If not, you're catching a replay either on Facebook or on YouTube. Thank you for letting me know the volume is good, Dawn. I appreciate that. Get you guys pulled up. Hey, Lori. All right. So I got the second cover done. This one's reserved for Bonnie. In case she wants it. She's hinted that she wants it, so we're going to go from there. But not 100%, but this one is Dawn's. So we have the two. They are going to be slightly different, I'm sure, and similar too. Okay, today we're going to do pages. Just trying to figure out what all is going on the pages. I've got, I think, enough figured out that we can get some signatures put together today. And I might put the eyelets in too. So that's where we're at. Happy Easter to you guys too. My daughter's birthday is on Easter this year. Both of my girls' birthdays sometimes fall around Easter because they're both like right there in that 2-week period. But this time her birthday is on Easter, which really complicates things because a lot of stuff's closed, and so we have to like plan around it. All right, so anyway, let me go ahead and get this camera pulled up top and we will get started. All right, 1 second. Kim, I'm glad you love them. That's awesome. I think this is nature and field notes, probably like one of my favorite, you know, any kind of nature, flora, fauna, and all that. All right, so we have these two. The covers are different, different ribbons. The insides are the same. They both have the inside the same. And Bonnie chose this velvet ribbon, kind of a sage color. And this one has that plaid gingham type look. All right, so I'm gonna grab the signature pages I have. Oh, I want to talk about the cover first. So here's the deal. I have Dawn and for Bonnie, as I'm kind of basing this for Bonnie, even though she hasn't like said 100% she wants it, but she's hinted at it. But I'm gonna base it that way, and then if she doesn't want it, we'll just put it up for sale and somebody else will get it. But Dawn has reserved this one for sure, so that's where we're at. But I was looking at the covers and going, should I do more with them? Should I not do more with them? So I had a couple of ideas, and I wanted to kind of pass that by you guys. So I have these Tim Holtz ephemeras, and I think some are Tim Holtz's, some are 49 in market. But so for this one, I have these, and they're just ephemera, laser cuts, I guess, what you'd call them. So this is what it looks like now. Let's zoom in. We're going to zoom in so you can kind of see, because I want Dawn to help me make a decision here. I think we're in camera. All right. So what I was thinking is to embellish it, but have it look the same. So I found things that were very similar. So I've got a stamp here to go in this stamp spot. Okay. And then I've got this mushroom. And I was thinking it could go maybe there. And then I found this label. This one says private collection specimens. And then I found a little, it's like one of those file thingies. I don't know. To put that in and put that up there. And then found this field label one. There's not a lot going on down here. There's a France, what is it called? Something, is it something with the Trump? I don't remember. Anyway, something from Paris. We're gonna cover that up. And then a mushroom, that's cute. I thought that would work. Where did I say? I think here. And a butterfly that is very similar to this one. Will fit there. Sorry, they're kind of moving, but. And this one was over this moth. This is like a moth. And then I think that was it. Let me look at my picture because I have a reference to go from. Yeah. Okay. So here's my question. Do you like this? And then I've got another question. These are matte because they're just like they are. So they're a matte finish. They're not real thick or anything. But then if I put glossy accents on them, they look like this. So they go from, you know, just a typical thin laser cut to a thicker piece with a shine to it. So that would look, I don't know, I'd use this one. I think I'm gonna use this one because it's bigger, but I could use that one. I think it'll still cover it. But the difference is, okay, I don't know if you can see. So that would be a shiny look, so they would really pop, or a matte look, and then you would see them pop for sure, but not quite as much as with the glossy accents on it. But I think that looks cool like that, and it doesn't really change it a whole lot. You know, it's little bitty changes. There's really nothing there. This is just covering, like I said, that Paris thing and one little mushroom. And then I like the label. I think that works. I couldn't find anything that said field notes or anything like that. And then mushroom there. This little stamp's just covering up this tower. What do you think, Dawn? Do you think about that? This is the glossy one. But I'll have to make all of those glossy. And I can do that, just not right now. And then for the other one, so for this one, I have the same kind of thing, but with butterflies, because I didn't want to do a whole lot to the flowers. I didn't want a lot there, but I thought butterflies would work if I can pick them up. So I've got the same label that says private collection specimens. So that could go there. And then I have a bunch of little butterflies. So I thought maybe here, and then this blue one maybe here, and this little orange one, and then this one's sideways, so I thought I'd put it on. And there's a moth. The color works good there. I have one more, a little green one, like maybe there. Okay. So, Bonnie, you tell me what you think. What do you think? Do you like it with the accents, with the butterflies on there? And they can be glossy or matte. If I use the glossy accents, they'll stand out more. And if I use the matte, you know, they'll just stand out a little bit. but I think it really adds something to it because it's kind of, you know, I love the cover, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of a little more plain. You like the butterflies and matte. Okay, so she likes them matte. What about you, Dawn? Did you say, let me look. I say, yes, I do love it, and I'm usually a matte person, but I love how it pops with glossy accents. Okay, so matte and then a glossy. So I'll have 2 different ones. So that's cool. I'm not going to do it on camera. Well, no, I'm not going to do it on camera because I have to put glossy accents on it, but I will go ahead and show you how I do the glossy accents on one, just so you know. Most of you probably know, but we'll just do one. So I'm going to put these back in their little holder. I've got a picture taken of both of these so that I know what they look like. Get them all? Yeah. Okay. And I did one little, tiny little moth in glossy, which we could add it to Dawn's maybe. See if there's a spot that it would work. Possibly. We'll think about it. All right, so there's that. But let me show you how I do the glossy accents. I'll just go ahead and do that little butterfly. Well, I'll do the mushroom. They're pretty easy to do. So I'll put these in my little container so I don't lose them. I'll throw that one in there, but I'm not using it. And like I said, I have pictures taken so I know where everything goes. So what I was doing with the glossy accents is I just have this little, it's just a piece of wood with a silicone, you know, sheet, mat, whatever you call them. And so I put tape on the back just to raise it up just a little bit. That way it doesn't stick to it as much, and it also doesn't, I don't know how to say it. It doesn't like build the edge weird. It lets the edge fall over. So just a little piece of tape. Now the tape doesn't particularly stick on silicone well, but it sticks enough. So just put that on there. And that's just going to raise it ever so slightly off of that mat. And I've got my glossy accents. So glossy accents. And if you guys use this stuff, do not shake it. You just kind of roll it every now and then just to make sure it stays mixed. Because you don't want to get air bubbles in it. The least air bubbles it has, the better. Otherwise you'll be sitting there trying to pop them all. And then I use some sort of a pointy tool to kind of move stuff around. Scooch over there. Am I in focus? I can't tell. It's always so hard for me to see because my iPad is like an inch from my face. It looks out of focus, but I can't tell. Let me zoom in and out real quick. See if I can get it to be in focus. It looks a little better. All right, let's try that. And then you just take this. Sometimes this bottle plugs up. I try to keep it unplugged, but sometimes it still plugs on me. So I have a, not the Band-Aid, I have a cork with a floral wire in it that I just stuck in there, and I think I put a little bit of glue in there. And that works real well on this particular bottle top. So I just keep it clean with that. Try to make sure there's no dust on it. I don't see any. And then you just squeeze it on there, move it around. Yeah, I try to get a good coating. I don't go all the way to the edge because I like to do that with my little pointy tool. You don't have to do the back because that's for gluing, so it doesn't matter. When I make my charms like this, I do the back. But you have to let the front dry first. So you just want to move it around out to the edge. And try, ideally, not go over the edge. It typically will kind of stop at the edge. And if you don't have enough, you'll know because it won't spread well. So put enough. I've got a bubble. Go away, bubble. We don't want you there. Go away. Okay, there. So just spread it out. You got to work kind of fast. It doesn't dry super fast, but it does start setting up. No, maybe not. I think I'm okay. I'm just going to the edge. And if a little bit gets under it, it's not a huge deal. And then I usually look at it from an angle to see if I've got everything. As you'll be able to tell if you kind of look at it sideways, and I can tell there's a little spot right here. Didn't quite get. Oh, another bubble. Pop. I'm not sure if a heat tool works on removing these bubbles like resin, because I think it would just set it up and not really make the bubble go away. I think I've got a bald spot here. And it tends to level out fairly well on its own, but I usually try to get it on there somewhat even. So easy to miss spots, especially when the lighting's, I can't really move my light right now, so. At least not much. All right, I think I got it. All right, so just like that. And then you just let it dry. It typically takes a couple hours to dry. I'll just let it dry on its own. I don't do anything to speed it up. Just wipe off this nozzle. And then I just tap it on the table and run my little wire in there. And that usually keeps it unplugged. Okay? So that is how I do that. And then when it dries, it's real hazy now. You can kind of see a little bit of haze. I'm kind of looking at it with the camera, see how if I missed anything. I think I missed a little spot right there. See if I can get it over there. Nope, I might have to add more. Hold on. You can add more until it really starts setting up. But then after that, don't try to add because it'll just create problems. My camera, whoops, I'm way off. Always forget where the viewfinder is. All right, let me look at that from an angle again. All right, I think that's good enough. All right, so just let it set up, and it will look real pretty when it's done. I like the way they feel when they're got the glossy accents on them. I don't know, it's just, they're nice. You know, they're a little bit thicker, and it really enhances the colors. So that's how you do that. So once that dries, I'll add that. But I'm gonna do all the rest of those. A good place to stick that. Zoom back out because I'm really close. Okay. So I've got 2 piles of papers. So this one, I only had one of these sheets left with the butterflies because the nature journal I made in the past, Dawn has, and she already bought it, so I'm not going to give her another butterfly. I'm going to put this one in the one I'm doing for Bonnie, and then I'll have one that's slightly different for Dawn's. So this one's for this one. And did you see your cover? It's Bonnie. I think you were watching. All right. So everything needs to be like 8.5 by 11 so that it fits in there right. So I've done some and got them started. So I pulled out my Field Notes journal set that I had bought off of Seven Plaza. What is her name? Margaret. I think it's Margaret. She did, I'm going to see if I can find my paperwork. Let's see. It was off of her Ko-fi, I believe. It's a nice set, though. Yeah, it's not there. I don't know where it is. I have the notes somewhere. A billion notes. Yeah, it's not any of that. But I'm pretty sure it was Seven Plaza. So she did the set. And I printed out some of them. But they're real cute. They're very definitely Field Notes-ish. I printed this on the back of a cardstock from my ephemera paper. And then that one's on, that one might be in ephemera too. I'm not sure. I'll have to look. So, and then I have these. This is that boho set, the boho chick one I had. But I was looking at it, and it has a lot of papers that are very Field Note-ish. Had that one, this one, little birdie on there. And it had this leaf pattern. So I like those. All right, I'm glad you like it. All right, and then this is some avocado paper, and then some coffee dyed with some sort of a lace that I laid on top of it. This is one of the Tim Holtz papers from his wallpaper set. I really like that side. This is from his Dapper. Let me look. I think it's from Dapper. So are the bees from that? Yes, the bees. So the bees and the butterflies and that first paper I showed you is from this ephemera cardstock paper studio, which is Hobby Lobby. And then I have, get a hold of it. So Wallflower, that's what it was, Wallflower. That's what that bird one was from. This one, no, maybe this one too. Yeah, this one too. So this one and that bird, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. The bird. Are from that. They're double-sided. But what I'm going to do is just, either I'll fold them in half or kind of in half and use them as a kind of a flip out, or I will attach them somehow. I'm leaning toward folding them, but we'll see. And then it has some nice stuff, so if I need any more, there's lots of things for cards and tags and such in here that are kind of, you know, Field Note-ish, I think. But that's the Wallflower. Unfortunately, it didn't have a, couldn't find the larger size in it when I went looking for it. And the memorandums all just like ledger papers. But it seemed to be a lot of school classroom types, so I didn't know that that really fit for this, so I'm not sure if I'll use those. This is from, which one is it? It's got to be Dapper. Because I know it's not abandoned. And I only bought 2 larger ones. So. I bought them when they first released, and they sold out so fast. I'm trying to find it. First page. Come on. Sorry, I'm off camera because it's bulky. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So this is the limited release Dapper, which had this, and on the other side is just like a grid, which is good, I think, for this. Most of these weren't great for this, but a couple could go, but mostly it's like cigar boxes and very masculine. I thought if I did another masculine journalet, I might definitely use this. That would be good for like a masculine or even maybe a haberdashery. All right, and then what else did I use? Anything I got? I don't think so. I think that was all my papers. So we just need to cut this one down. Debating if I want to go long or short. This is the grain. That's not the grain. So I'd rather go this way with the grain. So I'm going to cut off, I think, the bottom. So I need to cut 3.5 off this side and an inch off of one of the sides. So let's see. Let me go ahead and get something to cut that with. So I'm going to do, I'll do the 3.5 first. Open it up. So you want it to be 11. No, you want it to be wrong side. You want it to be 8.5. 8.5 on this side. And then 11 on this side. So let's see which one of these rulers I'll get rid of. I'm leaning toward this one, I think. Yeah, I'm going to take off that one. And I can use it for a belly band or something. Just a little piece. So we've got our 8.5 by 11. And I got the other one. I might as well cut it too while I'm at it. Okay. Put that with hers. And then I have to decide what I want to do with these. So my choice is to either, let's just go ahead and fold this so I can get it out of my way. Tim Holtz paper is pretty thick. It's thicker than the normal cardstocks I get. All right, so we have 3 of these, I think. Yeah, so this one, and this one. And then my choice is to either, I can either fold it like here and have, just a short page on each side, which, could have something attached, or could just be shorter. It doesn't really have to go all the way out. It's not necessary. And depending on what's on the other side of it, you can, make it blend in and look right. So I'm leaning toward just folding them. The other option is to cut them to 6 inches and attach them in the middle with fabric or something. Do either of you girls have an opinion on that? Do you care? Do you want me to just fold them and stick them however they fit? like this one I could fold here and have, I think that's 6 inches. So one page would be a full page. Where'd my ruler go? Lost it. Let's see. It looks like 6 inches, so we're real close. Yeah, easily 5.5, which is probably about what I need, right? Yeah. So I could fold that one right there and have a full page like this, and then this little piece on another page, which is kind of nice too. And you can attach something to that. So do you want me to fold them wherever they, you know, fold well, like this one, maybe fold here. Fold it. I like smaller, unique sizes. Okay, we'll fold it. All right, so the last paper that I was going to do, I'm not going to do right this second, but I will be adding the typical vellum sheets with one of my paintings on it. So I'm thinking you guys need to pick what paintings you like. Something that, you know, of course fits. I've got tons of birds and tons of plants, and they're all well, some are on the wall behind me, and you know, most of them are on that page in my photo album. If you go to my Facebook page, there's like a photo album, because a lot of them are for sale, but even the ones that I've already sold are in there, and I have, you know, I still have the digitals of them. But then I'll print those out on vellum. They don't add bulk, but they look real nice. You've seen me do it before. I thought I would put some of my paintings in there, because I've been doing that, and most of you like that. So if you guys could just let me know what pictures you like, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to score this. I don't know that I need to score it, but I think I will. So I'm going to score right here. If I can find my little scory tool thing. These are 8 by 8. So they'll be a little bit short, and they'll be a little bit, you know, they're not long enough to fold in half. So I've got this black line that I drew here, and it matches to the number 12. And I just did that so it's easy for me to see. This thing is getting in my way. It's easy for me to see where it is when I'm lining up something like this. All right, so there's that one. I'm just going to fold that. So that'll be one page, and that'll be a different page. On the other side, this has these pretty little birds. It's like a wallpaper. And then this one we're going to do right there. So, trying to see if I see where 5.5 hits. Yeah, it's pretty much right there where that change in tone is. So that's good. So we'll put that on that line. Right there. Fold that. Let's see if I got it in the right spot. If not, I can always trim it. And depending on where it goes in the journal, I might have to trim it anyway, because, you know, as the pages get toward the center, you lose space. So, and I don't know how I'm putting these together yet. I haven't decided that. I'm leaning toward having these filled notes ones for the cover, the ones that I printed on the back of paper. All right. So possibly this for a cover on each one, or these. These I have grid paper I glued to them. I glued them with glue stick, but I also put Fabri-Tac around the edges, so they should hold well. But so this could be a cover for each signature, have a filled notes cover, or I could do maybe 2 filled notes cover and then one of these a cover. And by a cover, I just mean the first page in each signature, and there's going to be 3. So I have to decide that. And where's that one I just folded? lost it already. Where'd she go? And there it is. Like, lost it. All right, let's see. So this one's fine. That's going to be there, which is good. Where's the other one? And this one. Perfect. All right, good. So that'll be like that. And we just got to figure out where I'm going to put everything together. And then I got one more of those to do. And Bonnie, you let me know what you think too. I assume you're going to want it folded too. Okay. So this one, let's see. I don't want to cut the bird off, so I think I'll just stop right there where that is. Cute. All right. So this is what we have. So there's 3 signatures. So each one of these goes, each gets one. To make piles, let me just get this out of my way. I'll be doing the second one either when I'm done with this one or later. We'll see how it goes time-wise. I should be able to get them both done. Folded, yes, I had to let the dogs out. Oh, okay. I know, my poor kitty. I haven't fed him yet. He needs fed. He's going to have to wait. Some of these are on just coffee paper. That one's got the ledger. But all of these, if they look like this, they're from Seven Plaza's set. All right, so 3 signatures. So with each one will get one of those, one of those, one of those, one of these. Do I have another one of these printed? Maybe, might not have. So this one was possibly a cover. So that would be a top. And then this one, possibly a cover. There's another one of these. Okay, this one goes this way. And this one goes this way. And then I've got avocado paper. Each one will get an avocado. Avocado. This one has like a floral stencil. This could possibly be a cover. And did I have one more of these? I feel like I did. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe, maybe not. I was trying to print everything. Oh my gosh, guys. I came home from going to get my kid's birthday cake and I was trying to get this done and I just was running around the room like crazy. Possibly a cover. Possibly a cover. Coffee dyed. Coffee dyed with a little bit of burlap. And coffee dyed with some lace. And then this one. So I have one of these, which I was leaning toward for the center. Do I not have more of these? Oh, I used them on the back of the other thing. Okay, that's why. Might have to print out more stuff. So I have to decide what I want for center. And I was kind of thinking, I like the Tim Holtz for the center because it is double-sided, but it doesn't have to be double-sided. I could also use this. I could flip it the other way and use that for the center, which might be pretty if I don't use it for the cover. And I use the other one for the cover. So I guess I only did 2 of these. I needed 3. This will only printed 2. So I may need to print one more of those. All right. Or I just do the Tim Holtz one instead. which might have been my thought process. I don't know. So how many pages is this one? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. There should be 7, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need one more for that. I guess I didn't print it. I'll find something real quick. All right, so let me pick another paper. I prefer it to be a cardstock type, I think, since I have 2 cardstock types in this and 2, I think 2 in these. I think. I try to even out, you know, the types of paper and all that. Alright, so I had the bees on the back of that. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, let me find another paper. How about maybe an ephemera? See what I have left. Ephemera, or possibly I have the abandoned. I just don't know if it's a little too harsh. I mean, I could just add more coffee dyed paper and all that too, but I don't want to go. I think I'm only going to go 6 pages. Because if I add envelopes and things like that, it's going to start really bulking up on me. And I don't want to get too big because I only have a 2-inch spine. So we need one more cardstocky type for, I think this one. Yeah, I think that one. Ideally double-sided so I don't have to put something on the other side. So maybe one of these. Let's see. So this wasn't horrible. I just wasn't sure if it was too fallish. I mean, I could see it working. Probably not cigar boxes. And I don't know about the letters, maybe. These I may end up cutting out. I don't know yet. But there is 2 sheets. But the other side's a map, so I don't think I like that either because it's a city map. Men's dress shirts. What else do we got? More cigar labels. And this is, looks like mostly haberdashery type stuff. This is just some numbers and like a floral. Which so far is the only one that I think would work for field notes. Possibly. And then I have the Abandoned, which has very grungy papers. But there might be something with good naturey colors on it. Or I could maybe grab one more of these, but I'd have to back it because they're very thin. Probably not that. Not that, I don't think. Possibly this one, because I could cut off the letters, I think. Let's see. What do we got? We need it to be 8.5. So yeah, I could cut off most of that big writing. So that would be a green side, and then that's also kind of naturey, I think. So this is a possibility. That's got a lot of purples. Kind of a grayish color. Very bright. Pink, I don't think so. Purple. It's like a mosaic. And then like lightning. I was thinking, I got these mostly for doing like either a steampunk or a masculine journal. Which at some point I will do another masculine journal probably. There's this one. the other side? Which way is the grain? Grain is that way. So that would be... That's not too bad. That is the grain, right? Yeah, definitely. Okay, so how much of that would I get? Turn the ruler the right way. A little bit, but not too much. I don't care if it has some, because chances are I'll put a pocket there anyway, cover it up. But I'm trying to keep it, you know, field notish. So this is a possibility. So there's two. What's this one look like on the other side? I don't think I want the purple. And that's a little weird. Okay. So I think for that, I've picked out two that are possible. And then, let's see, I already have, this is so picked over. I need to buy another one of these. Almost used it all. So this has butterflies, but it's also very, I don't know, you know, that vintage look. I don't know, the word's not coming to me, but you know what I mean. I'm not sure if it's really a field notes kind of look. There are some strawberries, but I only have one. All my loose pages in here. I think this is very florally. Some of it I just feel like it might be too pretty. I don't know. Maybe y'all don't care. I mean, by pretty, I mean just really, really florally. It might be okay like in this one. More of the pinks. I might put that one in hers. She likes, do you like that, Bonnie? You let me know if that is appealing at all. Loans, we don't want the perfume ones. This is the strawberry one, and on the other side they're just plain, so I can, it's hard though, so I can color it or something, stencil it. So maybe the strawberries, I think I only have one, but I've already got one here. So I really only need one more for this, so I could use this one. What do you think, Dawn? Do you like strawberries or do you like one of these? Now, these I have two of each, so it would be either basically these greens with this brownish look, or these greens with this kind of a mottled look. What do you think? I probably personally like them both about equally. They're both okay. And then there's the strawberries. So she said that one. She does that to me all the time. Did you mean this one? The principles? I'm giving her like 30 seconds. It's on right. Shoot. It's probably not on the right anymore. Yes. Okay. Thank you. It's always so hard. All right, so this one. All right, and then we'll have to see what Bonnie likes. She can tell me later in a message if I don't get to it today. All right, so let's fix this for your last signature then. So I'm going to get rid of most of that word. Yes, the floral. The pink one that has kind of matches your pinks. But yours is just a little more floral, I think. And which side do I want to lose? They're pretty much identical. And pretty much identical, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe I'll just lose a little on each side. That way I can keep, there's some numbers there. I'm going to keep a little of the numbers. So I'll take off one line on each side. Save that for something. If I can pick it up. That. And take off. That way we still have a little bit of that number on there. Okay. And it doesn't really matter. Now, sometimes I fold these one way, but then as I'm working on the journal, it turns out that it works better the other way, so I just switch it. They don't always end up this way. I don't know why. It just, that's the way it is. All right, so now we have to think about covers. All right, so for signature covers, we have the choice of these. Will they all fit on screen? They'll mostly fit on screen. So this, let me make sure that's the thick one. Yeah, I like a thicker one for the cover. So that, or this one, and I think this one. Or I can print out another field notes. I have lots of field note designs to print from. I have a few here. Let me see if I can find them. Let's see, I'll pull from hers. Okay, like I could print another one of these on the back of something else. If you prefer them to all be field notes, or maybe you want two field notes and, two field notes and one of the black and white. So do you want all field notes then? So I'll print one more that looks like a cover one. She had a bunch of them. I don't know if there's any that I didn't print in yours. Like there's, let's see, there's this one that has like the little, I don't know, latches. I wish this was the front, but it's not. It's the other side, but I could print that one. I don't think there were any more that said field notes. Let's see, maybe this one? No, we already got that one. Yeah, I just didn't print them out. I just didn't have time. But I'll find something that works. So we'll just throw that one there for right this second. And then I'll know it needs to be replaced with one that is thicker. And then I'll put it on the back of one of the ephemera pages. So I'll pick one of these. Maybe the strawberries. Do you like the strawberries? I need to put it on the back so it's thick. And this paper works well. So one of these for the back of it. Let me see. So I've got strawberries, which were in here somewhere. And then I've got that floral one that Bonnie picked. And I've got, that's very travel. What else? A different, that's the same floral one. I have stamps. I don't know that stamps are field notice. Maybe they are. This one has some birds, butterflies, a cage, which could work because I'd probably lose the kitty cats because I'm going to take off 3 inches. So you would be getting that top section. So this could work for the other half, or the strawberries could work. Or, is that it? I think that's all I have left. Or possibly this one without the crown. So we'll say crown sheet, strawberry sheet, or kitty cat sheet that won't have the kitty cat. It won't have the crown, it won't have the kitty cat, but it's helping me identify it. So you think about that, what you want on the other side of another filled notes. Any of them. So I'll just print that out later. We're just going to go ahead and put this together as best we can. So with that in mind, then, do you want these as a center page? I can flip them this way so that this is a center page. Like that. So that would be a center page. That would be a center page. They're all very pretty. And that would be a center page. Which is probably what I would think. I think she said yes. Okay, so we'll do these as center pages. So just flip those the other way. Alright, so there's my centers. This is a pretend first page for now. And then we got a thicker page that can go somewhere. And I lost my stack. Oh, there it is. Like, where to go? Alright, so front, probably a coffee dyed or something. That looks good with the bees. And then, let's see. How about this? Does that look good with that? Not that one. Let me see. Let me look at a different color first. Maybe the bird's nest. Yeah, like that. Move that one over there. And then I might do one more coffee dyed. I'll have to think about that. We'll just do the avocado. No, let's do the ledger. But maybe I don't know if I should flip it. Flip it. And just do a plain on that side. Is it plain on the? Oh, it's plain on that side. We'll go ahead and put the ledger. So that would be on top of that. I'm not sure if I like that on top of that. What do we got for that on the other ones? So this is my process. It sometimes is a little, tedious. You got to kind of just go back and forth until you find something that works. So I'm going to switch that one over there. I like this green better. All right, so that green, and then maybe avocado maybe. That's not bad with the green. It works. And then our center page, maybe leaves. Doesn't really matter. Let's see how many pages we got there. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6 is good, I think. So there's that one. So we'll call that one done. And this one, we need a cover page. Where'd it go? I lost it. There it is. All right, cover page. And then I do just coffee dyed. All right, coffee dyed. And then I think I did the birdie thing. I can always change this. And look at it this way. It might be better. Let's do it that way. And then, is there any pink in there? Not really. There's a little bit of pink in here though. Just a little bit of pink in there. That might work. All right, switch that this way. And then this here. And then a center page. Put the birdies there. There's that. Love this one. I think this is my favorite. And keep in mind, somewhere in here I will have the vellum sheet with the printout. I assume you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, you should, but I know I might have new people on here. Maybe. All right, so center page. Front page is pretend. So this is a pretend filled notes thicker page, which will have the design. Just grab one. That way I can stick it in there, because otherwise I'm going to forget what I'm doing. Ephemera, ephemera, ephemera. Where did I just set you? Just set you on the ground? I did. All right, let's just grab one of these. So, a lot of greens, a lot of browns. Birds, greens and blues. All right, let's see. I think I like the one with the cat. If I can find it again. It's probably in the back. I think I just passed that. Sorry, I'm standing. This one. I've got a lot of greens. I don't know where that's going. Let me think. This is going... I don't remember. Is that the thicker one? I have no idea. Maybe I didn't have one. Oh, I did. No, I don't. Okay. I think I was thinking, I don't know, it's fine. We'll make it work. It'll just have an extra thicker one. It's not got a lot of greens and browns. Let me look at the other one. Where's it at? Oh my goodness. Stamps. Some of these are already backed. This one. Yeah, I want that one because it's just got more green and I think it'll work better. Alright, so let's do that one. And then I'm just going to cut off the bottom. I'll leave her head though. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I guess that's alright. Because I only need to cut off. Well, I could make it short, but no, I can't make it short because it's a cover. It's a cover. We'll probably just end up covering her or something. That's probably what will happen. A pocket or something. So right now it's just going to be her little head. I don't think I want that. So which side can I take that off of? Try not to lose all of the butterfly. I'm going to take a little bit off this side. A little bit off the other side so I don't lose the whole butterfly. Okay. So this is going to be the back of the filled notes. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it. I think I can still print it fine. Alright, so this, and it may not be this filled notes page. I'm going to try to find one that looks better. I think the one with the little rings might work better. I don't know. I'll have to decide. So this will go basically like this. Something like that. And then, so that'll be front page. And then coffee dyed. And then, what did I do last time? The bird one. And then maybe one of these. I like the green. That looks really pretty, I think. Let me look at it. There's a direction. Is there a direction? Yes. That's the direction. Those colors work really well right there. All right, let's put that there. And then maybe this one. And if this pink ends up not working, I can always switch it out with just a normal coffee dyed. And then this grid paper, and then our center will be this. And that should be 6 pages. Let's see. First 2 are 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, this one has 7. So I didn't really need this. I'm going to leave this because I really like it with the birds. Also, oh, that's pretty too. Maybe I could switch that. to do something. I'm going to switch this for this pink. Put it here because it's going to go better with those colors. And then the birds, they have pink too, but they also have this green. And then put the coffee dyed here, and then this, and then this. That works better. All right. Good. So this one's 7. I'm sure the others will end up being 7 possibly anyway, because I always add something or take something away. Things change. So like I said, this might have a different front depending on which one I print out. She had a ton of them, so I'll pick one. And then that will be our 3 signatures for this one. I will trim them so that they line up better, because right now they're, you know, as you get toward the middle, they move further and further out. So I'll probably go ahead and trim them. I think I've got plenty of room where the birdie is. Yeah. Okay. And then that will look really cute, I think. So either 1, 2, 3, something like that. All right, so there's 4 Dawn's. And then what time is it? We can still work on the other one. Okay. So this one will go in here. So either this can be first or this. Maybe this, because I like the color with that green. Yeah, I think I like that. All right, so that'll be that. All right, so there's that one. And let's jump over to the other one. I might have to grab me another page because I stole one on. But we'll make it work. All right, so this one. This is just, when I do this, it's because when you clip something, a lot of times it'll leave an indentation because it's just so hard. So I put a little piece of cardboard whenever I clip things like that, so I don't put little marks on it. Okay, so for this one, that's just a middle page somewhere. And I may end up printing out one more of each of these because I have a ton that are just like ledgers and stuff like that. So I might put 1 or 2 more of those in there. All right, so this is a cover. This is a cover. Oh, I got the same one. Oh, this is the other journal. I was so confused. I was like, why is the same one? It's because it's the other journal. Okay. Don't confuse yourself, girl. And then same thing on this one. I didn't have 2 of those, but, you know, like I said, we can, if you like, did Bonnie say, did she like the field notes for the cover too? Or did she like the flowers because hers is more floral for the covers? So you two might go kind of opposite directions just because of the nature of your covers. So florals, which are black and white florals, to go with your cover. Let me find your cover. Okay. Or field notes for the covers. And if I don't do the field notes on the covers, then I might do them as the center spreads, because they do work good for center spreads too. So, are you still on, Bonnie? You let me know. So, one of those. And then where's the rest of her papers? Okay, so let's try and see if she had replied. Yes, the pink. Okay, I gotta cut one of those pinks for her. Let me just go ahead and do that while she's replying. Grab a pink one. Let's see. Where? Oh my goodness. Get hold of it. Oh, I think I saw it for a second. Saw it and then I lost it. There it is. All right. going to take off some of this. Which side? I'm guessing the angel. Because you're probably going to want this rose. That would make it, I think, more sense, right? All right, let me see. Oops. Go back. Sorry, I pushed the wrong button and clicked out of my live. Let me find my comments. Let's see the florals to be different. Okay, that we will. All right, for this page, do you care which end I get rid of? I assume you want me to get rid of the angel. That way we can keep this whole rose, because I have to get rid of 3.5 inches. I'm giving you a second to respond while I just separate these. Angel goes away. All right. So let's see. 8.5. And let's see. I like the B. I have to lose an inch somewhere. I can lose it here. Keep that B over there. All right. There's that. We're going to keep this out for scoring too, I think. Let's go ahead and fold this. So this will be a center. No. Where's the other center? That's the black and white. This will just be a page. It'll probably be stenciled on. Or something on the back. I haven't decided. I'll figure that out. Yeah, these are grids. Okay. And then, sorry, everything's falling. So score these. Where'd it go? There it is. I'm not sure which way I'm going to fold that yet, so I'm going to wait. Really? Stay in the line. This one. There. Okay. So I'm going to start putting them together and then I'll decide which direction I like better. Okay, so cover. Probably this on the front, I'm thinking. So this one, and then what do we got? Where's the rest of the paper? Oh, birdies. Okay, so if I do this, and then maybe coffee dye first. Maybe which looks better with the grid. Maybe the pink. And then, does it have any pinks anywhere? The pink is challenging on some of these. I don't like it there. I think I'll go with this. If I find it's not working, I can always change it later. Either way is okay. I'm debating if I think the wallpaper might look a little better there. We'll fold it this way for now. And then see the pink there. Some green, which will stand out. This would look better against that other paper though, wouldn't it? I'm going to put this here. Let's see what's on the other side. Nothing's on the other side yet, so I'm going to decide something that will match those eggs better. And put this here and then this here. Yeah, let's do that. And then field notes probably. I think that's what's left. So butterflies are field notes. What are on some of these others? Let me look. See if they're good as centers. It's kind of plain, and I haven't got one picked out for that. I think field notes is probably the safest. Let's go with field notes on the center for now. So that'll leave butterflies there. Butterflies there. And that'll look good, I think. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That seems correct. The nest is awesome too, isn't it? I really like that, what did I say it was? Wallflower? That's a nice set. If I could find it in the 12 by 12, I'd probably buy it. They're not cheap though. The Tim Holtz papers are not cheap because obviously you don't get the 40% off like we do at Hobby Lobby. But they are very pretty. All right, so we have, what did I do here? I did coffee dyed. All right, let's stick with that. And then I did one of the insects. Let's see. I think the black and white would look better elsewhere. This one. Alright, so that there. And then what else do we got? That's my inside. It's going to go this way. So it's going to have bees. And then I feel like I'm missing something. That pink works good with the birdies. 1, 2, what's missing? Oh, I had one of those pink sheets in there. Oh, maybe. That. It doesn't seem like 6. Let me say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's something missing. All right, I'm going to steal you for a second. All right, you can go maybe here. Ledger. I'm going to put you here. What does it look like? Good, good. Okay. Now it has 6. I'm going to have to print out some more for yours. I seem short on something. I've got that ruler one still. Let me grab it. It's unfolded. I don't know if this is the way I'm going to fold it, but we're going to fold it this way for a second. Alright, so cover. And then coffee dyed. And then insects. Maybe we'll do wallpaper with the insects on the inside. Find my score. Do wallpaper. The birds will go there. I feel like I need another field notes page for in there. And then maybe this. I think. Where's my ins? Yeah, I'm missing a field notes page. Okay, so I just needed one more field notes page for your center, which I will print on the back of, not that, probably another floral from the book. So we definitely, this seems, it looks, oh, I didn't trim it. Why is it too big? It's because I didn't trim it. I didn't trim off that earlier, I guess. Did I? Did I not? I thought I did. Maybe it's just because it's in the center. Maybe that's the problem. Come on. Let me measure it. Is it just because it's in the center? It is. It's just because it's in the center. All right, it'll have to be trimmed a little. Because remember, when you go closer to the center, then things get, they don't fit. They start to get further and further and further out. All right, so there's that. We just need another field notes. And then we'll put it on the back of, I'll have to print it later. Let's print it on the back of either, what do I have left in here? It could be this, or I could use one, no, we don't want to use that. That's double-sided. It has to be single-sided, so in order to print on it, it's got to be single-sided. So we have stamps. What's left in here? I feel like I had two florals. I had these pretty rose-tinted. Maybe. Is that the other floral? That's a perfume label. We don't want that. There's a map. There's strawberries. There's this one with the kitty cats. Probably this one with the kitty cats. I think that'll work fine. I'm going to take the kitty cats off, but doesn't mean I won't use it somewhere. I might. You never know. So this will be, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6. 6 is where we'll be, because we'll use this, and then I'll print a field notes on the back of this. Whichever one looks good with the middle. Figure it out. One of the ones I haven't used yet. Can't show you yet because I don't have it. I do not have it out. So 8.5. And that gets rid of that zebra and that bird. But it keeps that bird up there, which is the same bird. So that's okay. Yeah, that works. All right. Save that. Use it somewhere. And then we'll get rid of... We don't want to get rid of the bird, I don't think. If I get rid of that, I get rid of one of the cats. I think it'll still leave the kitten. Depending on how much ends up getting chopped up, it's not going to leave the kitten at all because it's going to end up getting chopped. Unless I move it over that way. You know, I'm going to move it over because I have a feeling I'm going to have to trim it later. So I'm going to move over. That way, the goal is hopefully to end up with at least the kitten on there. That's what I'm thinking. Because I'll lose a little bit of each side of this. Probably about, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch. So this will get field notes printed on this side. And that will go in the center, like so. Okay. I think we got it. Alright, so there's your 3. Leaning toward that for the front, leaves for the middle, this for the back. And they are, I think, mostly 6 pages. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so there's yours. So I have a little bit of printing to do before next time. Find your cover. So you will have basically colored wildflowers, and then you'll open to, you know, black and white wildflowers, which I think works very well. And it looks good with that too, so that works good. And that's your tie. Okay. These shed, so be aware. They do shed. It's pretty though. I like the velvet. I wish it was double-sided, but when you buy it, you can't tell that it's not double-sided because you only see the one side. All right, well, should we do the eyelets? We could. What time is it? It's 10:30. You know what? I haven't fed the cat, and I'm tired, honestly. I've been running all day. I think I'll call it quits there. We'll do the eyelets later. It's not a big deal. I don't need them until I do the charmed angle, so it doesn't really matter. I can add it at any point. But we got what I said done. We got the signatures done. I will add glossy to Dawn's, not to yours. So yours will just get glued on here. I'm just going to do it off camera. There's nothing fancy about it. I'm just going to glue it on with some Fabri-Tac. And I'll show you how they look next time. So today is Friday. Bye, Bonnie. I will be back Wednesday. I was debating if I was going to try to do another day. I might do Monday. I need to do a transfer for Essential Stencil, so maybe I'll do that Monday night. I wanted to do that big one on a canvas with the bicycle and everything for spring. So I'll probably do that Monday night, and then y'all have a good Easter, and I will be back after. I'll be back Monday and then Wednesday. Wednesday for journals. All right, guys. Y'all take care. Happy Easter. And I will see you next time. All right, bye-bye.